Okay, this lesson's on solving equations with variables on both sides. So we're going to continue working with solving equations, expanding a little bit on what we've already done. So your essential question, if you have lots of the same variable in an equation, how do we get just one of that variable? And then why do we want just one? So keep those in mind. Now recall that we went over guidelines in the last lesson, so if you still have these in your notes, go ahead and double check. If they're not in your notes, make sure you get them in there. So we want to eliminate the parentheses, either using distributive property or multiplying by the reciprocal. Combine like terms if necessary. We don't always have to do all of these steps, so we just do whichever ones are necessary based on the problem given. Get the variable on one side of the equation, use the inverse operations to do that, and then perform inverse operations to isolate the variable. That's getting the variable by itself. Remember, that's our ultimate goal, is to find what the variable represents. So example 1, solve and check your solution for 13 plus 5x equals 2x minus 8. So I'm going to rewrite it under the solution column. And then our first step. So if we go through our list, eliminate parentheses, we don't have any. So we go to the next, combine like terms. So when you're combining like terms, you want to look on the left-hand side of the equal sign to see if there's anything that you can put together. If not, look on the right-hand side of the equal sign, see if there's anything to put together. And there's nothing that you can combine on the left side and nothing you can combine on the right side. So we go to the next, get variable on one side of the equation. So right now we have x's on both sides, an 5x on the left and a 2x on the right. So we want to get the variable on one side. So you could do that one of two ways. You can either subtract 5x on both sides, or you could subtract 2x on both sides. I usually like to pick the one that will give me a positive result, but sometimes that's not always possible. You do whichever one you feel the most comfortable with. I am going to subtract 2x from both sides. So minus 2x from the right, minus 2x on the left. Remember, we're using inverse operations. It's a positive 2x, so we do a minus 2x on both sides. On the left, we have 13 plus 3x equals, the 2x minus 2x is 0, negative 8. Now it's just like a two-step problem that we've done before. So we are going to use inverse operations to isolate the variable. First step to accomplishing that is to subtract 13 from both sides. So I abbreviated subtract 13. So we go minus 13 on the left, minus 13 on the right. And 13 minus 13 is 0. We have 3x equals a negative 8. And a negative 13 give us a negative 21. Next, we can divide by 3 on both sides. So we divide by 3 on the left, divide by 3 on the right, and we get x equals negative 7. Again, be careful with your positives and negatives as you go through and solve an equation and show all your work. Okay, our last step is to check your solution. So in the check column, copy down the problem. 13 plus 5x equals 2x minus 8. And we are going to substitute negative 7 into that equation. So 13 plus 5 times negative 7 equals 2 times negative 7 minus 8. So we're checking to see if those two sides are equal. Now when you evaluate these, you're going to evaluate the left-hand side separately from the right-hand side using order of operations. So let's look at the left. We have add and multiply. So multiply comes before add, so you can do that part first. 13 plus negative 35. And then you can do the 13 plus negative 35, which gives us a negative 22. Now we're going to work on the right-hand side. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14 minus 8. And don't forget, you can add the opposite. So negative 14 plus negative 8 is negative 22. So negative 22 is equal to negative 22. So x equal to negative 7 is correct. Next problem, we're going to solve and check our solution. So we have 4x minus 5 equals 1/5 times the quantity 5x plus 20. So if we remember our steps, the guidelines, first was to eliminate parentheses, and we do have parentheses in this case, and so there's two ways to approach it. You can use distributive property or multiply the reciprocal. If the two numbers in the parentheses can be divided by the denominator of the fraction, then using distributive property works very nicely. So in this case, 5 can be divided by 5, and the 20 can be divided by 5. So we are going to go ahead and distribute the 1/5, and then we'll distribute. So I'm going to do it in two steps. 1/5 times the 5x plus 1/5 times the 20. And because I did this extra step, we need to simplify it. 4x minus 5 equals 5 goes into 5 once, so that's 1x plus 5 goes into 20 4 times. 4 times 1 is 4. Next, you'll notice that there are variables on both sides of the equal sign. So we need to get the variable on one side. I'll subtract x on both sides. That's a 1x. So we're subtracting 1x. So 4x minus 1x is 3x minus 5 equals 1x minus x is 0. So we have 4 on the right-hand side. Now, it's a two-step problem again. So use inverse operations to isolate x. First step to doing that is to add 5. So we'll add 5 on the left and the right. So negative 5 and a positive 5 is 0. 3x equals 4 plus 5 is 9. The next step is to divide 3. So divide by 3 on both sides. X equals 3. Always the last step, check your solution. Start with the problem. 4x minus 5 equals 1/5 times 5x plus 20. Plug 3 in for x. Okay, so all my x's changed to 3's. We're now going to evaluate the two sides of the equation separately. I like to sometimes put lines around the equal sign so it's easy to see where it is. So on the left-hand side, we'll do the multiply first. 12 minus 5, which gives us 7. Now we're going to evaluate the right-hand side. Remember, order of operations, you have to do grouping symbols first. So we do have some grouping symbols right here. So we have to go inside. Inside the grouping symbols, we're going to start with the multiplying. So we got 1/5 times the 15 plus 20. Again, we still have to finish what's inside the grouping symbols. So 1/5 times 35. So now we're taking 1/5 of 35. You can make that a fraction. Multiply straight across top and bottom. You get 7 equals 35 over 5. And when you divide, 35 divided by 5 is 7. So it does work. X equal to 3 is our solution. Here's some practice problems. Don't forget to put these on the left side of your notebook. You have a left page and a right page. This goes on the left page of your notebook. Copy down the problems, solve each of them, and I will check them next class.